Picture this. Golden goblets gleam in flickering torchlight as 1,000 nobles feast in Babylon's most magnificent palace. Wine flows freely, laughter echoes through marble halls, and King Belshazzar believes himself untouchable. But tonight, October 12th, 539 BC, will be his last. Belshazzar rules the mighty Babylonian Empire, while his father Nabonidus campaigns in distant lands. This young king has inherited immense wealth and power, but also his grandfather Nebuchadnezzar's dangerous pride. Tonight's feast isn't just celebration, it's defiance against the God of Israel. As wine loosens tongues and emboldens hearts, Belshazzar makes a fateful decision. He commands servants to bring the golden and silver vessels his grandfather plundered from Solomon's temple in Jerusalem decades earlier. These aren't mere cups. They're sacred objects consecrated to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The crowd roars approval as servants parade in carrying gleaming temple treasures. Belshazzar lifts a sacred golden cup high above his head, wine sloshing over the rim. The nobles cheer as he drinks deeply, then passes vessels around the hall. They toast their gods of gold, silver, bronze, iron, wood, and stone, while drinking from vessels meant only for worshipping the one true God. But their revelry suddenly stops. A collective gasp fills the air as something impossible appears. There, on the white plaster wall opposite the king's throne, a human hand materializes out of thin air. Fingers move deliberately, writing strange words in mysterious script across the wall. Belshazzar's face drains of color. His knees knock together violently as terror grips his heart. The golden cup slips from his trembling fingers, clattering to the marble floor. The mighty king, who moments ago felt invincible, now shakes like a leaf in a storm. "Bring the enchanters!" he shouts desperately. "Summon the astrologers and diviners." Babylon's wisest men rush into the hall, their robes rustling as they examine the mysterious writing. But none can read the words or explain their meaning. The king's terror deepens. The Queen Mother hurries in, having heard the commotion. She reminds Belshazzar of Daniel, the Hebrew exile, who interpreted dreams for Nebuchadnezzar. "There's a man in your kingdom who has the spirit of the holy gods," she declares. "Your grandfather found him to have excellent wisdom and understanding." Soldiers escort the elderly Daniel into the feast hall. Despite being roughly 80 years old, he walks with dignity and authority. Belshazzar promises him purple robes, a gold chain, and third place in the kingdom if he can interpret the writing. Daniel refuses the rewards, but agrees to read the message. First, he delivers a stinging rebuke. "You knew all this about your grandfather Nebuchadnezzar," he says, "yet you haven't humbled your heart. You've set yourself up against the Lord of heaven and brought vessels from his temple to drink wine in them, while praising gods that cannot see or hear or understand." Then Daniel reads the writing. Mene, Mene, Tekel, Parsin. The words themselves are Aramaic, but their meaning as divine judgment is what the Babylonian wise men couldn't grasp. Mene means God has numbered your kingdom and finished it, Daniel explains. Tekel means you've been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Parsin means your kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Belshazzar keeps his promise, clothing Daniel in purple and placing a gold chain around his neck. But these honors prove meaningless. That very night, as the king tries to process this devastating prophecy, Persian forces under Cyrus the Great capture Babylon through an ingenious strategy. They divert the Euphrates River and enter through the riverbed. The writing on the wall proves true, with shocking speed. Before dawn breaks, Belshazzar lies dead, and Darius the Mede takes control of the kingdom. The mighty Babylonian Empire, which seemed eternal and unshakable, falls in a single night. This story reveals a timeless truth. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Belshazzar had every opportunity to learn from his grandfather's mistakes, but he chose arrogance over humility. He treated sacred things with contempt and mocked the God who held his very breath in his hands. The writing on the wall reminds us that no earthly power, no matter how mighty, can stand against God's judgment. When we abuse the privileges we've been given or treat holy things with disrespect, we invite divine correction. Belshazzar's doom serves as a warning that our actions have consequences, and God's justice, though sometimes delayed, is always certain. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Then hit the notification bell so you won't miss the new weekly videos.